I see you. I feel you. Who's your favorite singer? She asked, her eyes shining. Celine Dion, came the reply, and with heartfelt sincerity she added, I'm deeply honored to sing this for all of you. Celine Tam's meteoric rise to fame was truly astonishing, but her eventual decline proved to be both painful and unexpected. Surprisingly, it wasn't merely the loss of attention that changed everything. Beneath the applause and public admiration lay a harsh truth that had gone unnoticed, a truth that would leave the young star struggling to maintain her relevance and fighting desperately to hold onto her place in a relentless industry. Stay with us, because this battle is far from over, and what lies ahead for Celine might be the most difficult challenge she's faced yet. This is the story of the rise and fall of Hong Kong's youngest music sensation. Let's rewind the story to its humble beginnings. Celine Tam, frequently likened to her idol Celine Dion, seemed destined for the spotlight almost from birth. Born on November 22, 2007, in Hong Kong, she entered a household that could only be described as music-obsessed. Her father, Dr. Steve Tam, worked as a music teacher, while her mother, Zinsha, made sure that music was a constant in their home. They were so devoted to Celine Dion that they even named Celine's younger sister Dion. That tells you just how deeply her parents revered the legendary singer. Despite the intensity of her early training, Celine managed to walk a fine line between being coached rigorously and feeling supported by her father, striking a balance that prevented burnout while still allowing her to train like a true professional. Her major breakthrough came in 2017 when she auditioned for America's Got Talent. She was just 9 years old at the time, standing bravely in front of a massive crowd, a feat that would be intimidating for anyone, let alone a child. But then she opened her mouth and sang My Heart Will Go On as if it were second nature. The audience was completely mesmerized. The defining moment came when guest judge Laverne Cox hit the golden buzzer, sending her straight to the live shows. The crowd went wild. Just like that, she went from a child singing in the backseat of a car to an international sensation. Her name echoed, not only in Hong Kong but across the globe. For a moment, it seemed like nothing could stop her ascent. Soon, she was singing in televised competitions, appearing at prestigious events, and riding high on a wave of success. But every fairy tale has its dark turn, and for Celine, the dream started to unravel sooner than anyone expected. Her journey on America's Got Talent came to a sudden halt when she failed to reach the finals. In a state of disbelief, she asked, "Is it me? Is it really me?" Only to hear the confirmation, "Yeah, you're not kidding me." For many, it was a shocking moment. How could the little girl who had captivated so many hearts be eliminated? The answer lay in the cold realities of televised competitions, audience votes, behind-the-scenes politics, and sometimes plain bad luck. Her talent was undeniable. Simon Cowell acknowledged her impressive growth, but Mel B criticized her performance for being overly theatrical. The crowd booed Mel B, clearly disagreeing with her, but the verdict had already been passed. Despite receiving praise from other judges, she didn't garner enough votes to advance. So, what comes next after experiencing the dazzling spotlight of one of the world's biggest talent stages? For Celine, the aftermath was a complicated blend of promising opportunities and sobering disappointments. When she returned to Hong Kong, she was welcomed with open arms. But once the celebrations faded, she was left with the daunting task of sustaining her career. She continued to perform at various events, such as the 2017 Miss Hong Kong pageant, and also appeared on television programs like Singer 2018, a Chinese competition where she stood against seasoned vocalists. Although she impressed audiences, the road ahead proved far from smooth. One of her notable efforts was her collaboration with fellow young singer Jeffrey Lee. Their rendition of You Raise Me Up went viral, capturing hearts everywhere. Yet, even viral success has a shelf life. While their chemistry and talent were undeniable, it wasn't enough to cement either of their places in the upper echelons of the music industry. In an industry as unforgiving as music, staying relevant is infinitely harder than making a memorable debut. 2 years after her initial surge of fame, Celine got another chance to shine when she performed at the 2019 World's Got Talent Special, an event that gathered some of the globe's top talent for a one-time show. She sang with deep emotion, pouring her heart into the performance, and for a fleeting moment, it seemed like a comeback was on the horizon. She even received the golden buzzer again, but heartbreakingly, she didn't win the title. It was a pattern, always close to greatness, yet somehow falling short. It's an unfortunate truth in show business. So many gifted individuals, but only a handful make it to the very top. Amidst all of it,
She possessed a voice that many could only dream of.
That Celine was still just a child trying to find her place in the world. Fame at such a young age often feels more like a burden than a blessing. As she juggled performances, event appearances, and vocal training, she also had to navigate school, friendships, and the simple joys of growing up. Her father continued to play a crucial role in her life and career. But even with unwavering support, the challenge of maintaining balance was enormous. Social media became her primary tool for staying connected with fans and keeping the public interested. Her Facebook page served as a consistent update hub, but as is often the case with young stars, maintaining attention grew increasingly difficult. Once an international sensation, she slowly became more of a local celebrity. The idea of childhood fame is often painted with glamour, but the truth behind it is starkly different. One day, you're the center of attention. The next, the spotlight shifts to someone else. Celine's talent was never in doubt. She possessed a voice that many could only dream of. But once the hype from America's Got Talent died down, the reality of her situation became clear. The opportunities weren't as plentiful as they once seemed. That golden buzzer moment, once a symbol of her skyrocketing potential, now felt like a distant memory. When the applause fades, that's when the real story begins. What does a young artist do when the world moves on? For Celine, the answer was to keep performing, to keep growing, and to keep fighting to carve out a meaningful place in a world obsessed with the next big thing. No longer the fresh-faced novelty act that stunned audiences on AGT, Celine had become one of many talented young singers striving to find her unique voice. Her father remained an instrumental figure in her journey, though his involvement wasn't without controversy. Reports surfaced suggesting that Dr. Tam may have pushed her too hard or been overly controlling. But the situation was far more complex. Like any parent, he wanted his daughter to succeed, but he was also navigating uncharted waters. There's no manual for raising a child star, and he had to learn through trial and error, often making choices that weren't universally understood or accepted. Beneath her poised public image, Celine still faced the same emotional and social challenges as any teenager. While her classmates worried about homework and social events, she was managing vocal rehearsals, stage training, and career networking. She continued to attend school in Hong Kong, but her daily routine was far from typical. Some classmates admired her. Others treated her differently. Fame, as it turned out, could be isolating. Simple joys like weekend hangouts, sleepovers, or attending a friend's birthday party were often sacrificed for rehearsals or performances. Despite her father's efforts to preserve some normalcy, separating her personal life from her public persona was next to impossible. Each performance required a trade-off: another birthday missed, another family outing skipped, another rare free day spent preparing instead of relaxing. And yet, amid all the pressure, she found genuine joy in what she did. It was obvious whenever she took the stage, the sparkle in her eyes when she nailed a high note, the quiet pride in her posture after a strong performance. Despite everything she had to give up, she truly loved to sing. But that love came at a cost. The pressure didn't let up, it only increased.